evening and welcome to Apex Esports League for the Pagnian Advanced Simulation GT3 Championship. Tonight is round 8 and that sees us at Mugello, so a very technical track. So it's going to be exciting seeing the GT3s tear around Mugello tonight. For the session we've got 10 minutes of practice, 10 minutes of qualifying, a 40-minute race. Weather is generated, time of day noon, and a 46% fuel cap across the field, meaning they will need to stop to take fuel to be able to bring the car home. Our standings after round 7, Simon Mazzomo in the lead, followed by Caleb Dawson and Daniel Benefield. Results from last week for round 7 at the Nürburgring GP. Daniel Benefield making a second consecutive clean sweep, taking that pole position, the fastest lap of the race, bonus points, and the race victory as well. Loading up the track. If it's going to show, we may not have it pop up, as I am actually running very limited on a hotspot at the moment, so my data may not be working for it. But track length is 5.19 kilometers with 15 corners. It's 84% humidity, 20 degrees out there at the moment, and it looks like it is dried, as there's only a 2% chance of rain. So we'll go over trackside and see how the drivers are going in the practice session. If you're joining us for the stream, jump in the chat, say hello. And don't forget to hit that follow button as well. If for any reason that the stream does start to actually die out a little, we may have to end it, but however we will start recording the stream so that we can upload it later on. That'll be accessible both on Twitch and our YouTube still. I did only just move in house and get the things going, but no internet connection, so relying on the trusty phone for all the stuff. So hopefully it lasts out. Currently looking at Philip Furlow in the Ferrari. Hey Steph, thanks for letting me know it's looking good. It's looking promising. Hope you're feeling better soon. We can see you out behind the wheel. Shy of 30 registered in at the moment. Grabby sitting in the toe of Simon Chadwick. Being noon, 36 degrees track temperature out there at the moment. Getting in first time of 149.122. Caleb Dawson only 2 thousandths off that already. One lap left in it with 8.5 minutes through the 10 minutes of open practice. Lawson quickest at the moment. 2012, getting a time in the practice. It's about angle. Pit lane. Brad Hayes bring the car over smack bang on the end of the session. It's only 10 minutes to get in the qualifying. We won't be doing a hot lap interview this week or a post-race interview. We're going to minimise potential for dropouts with my limited internet at the moment. Cross me up and running on the full power of NBN again. So I get my move connection all sorted. To try and space out. Jump on board for a hot lap around Mugello. Fortunately, not actually having driven this track myself. Before the session, did have a quick sneak at the radar as well. Doesn't look like there's going to be a chance for Raymond, however that can definitely change in between the qualifying and race session. 2% chance of rain. Did suggest 100% humidity. So it's nice, down 83% of visibility, looking pretty decent. We get a clear view down from the blimp. If it looks like a great track for all those good, fast and technical corners. See a fantastic race tonight. A few more drivers loading in at the moment. Loading in and Urquhart as well. Leading a lap, then we'll jump on board. It's going to be Brad Hayes. So the Audi with Brad Hayes. access to those curves around Mugello. Berg's joined the PR crew today. Through for Brad. Seems to be a pretty tidy lap for him. Fast chicanes. A bit of an early turn, he's going to have to correct that through the apex. Lap time, so interesting there. So it may have been an off track through it, unless that was an out lap. No, it wasn't an out lap. So track restrictions, possibly very difficult. Oh, a big spin at the back. Not sure whose car that was. A green Mustang by the look of it. May have been McClifton potentially. I think he's in the green Mustang. Commentator's cast of Brad though. That sort of reared its head again in the previous rounds. David Simmons running in here. Wasn't sure if he was gonna make it. Later showing Mark in previous year's Spa's Merc as well. To see Mark back out on track for an enjoyable overseas holiday. Pole position so far. Only 3 minutes 20 left on the clock. Daniel Benefield. Potential hat trick of clean sweeps. That's a full half a second ahead of Mottersfield. Not sure if it's a car change for Mottershead from last week. There was already a car change avoiding previous round's results, I think it was. Up for the change of livery with the new team running tonight. Simmons manages and registers in the middle of an official race before 9 laps to go. I think when we had about 10 minutes before session launch, that was our Brands Hatch full, so it's done well to be able to at least get into the qualifying and make the race. Cash Carson screaming down pit straight as we cross over. It's the third quickest time. An exact second, separating pole to 6th with David Nash. 1 second flat difference. 47.524 is very tight time. Still a half a second ahead of Mottershead, and he's currently brought the car in. 50 seconds left on the clock. That's qualifying done. Don't think there's going to be much chance. There's a few that... Oh, that's an off, actually, for Nash. There's no debuts tonight. Just debut in different colours. Kurt Heath debuting with us last time on the iRacing side of things. It's fantastic to see him be able to join the old gang on the track again. It's a parked car. That was Caleb Dawson with the Blue Mustang parked up. Series leader. If only a tight one. Could be potential for some points change. We do have to do a re-review of that last lap incident, right? The checkered flag between Dawson and Mazzomo last week. Whoever basically packed the PC up the day after the race, and it's been in the box ever since. Just some time to get to tonight, so hopefully be able to look at that and see if there's a change in those standings points coming at the end of the week. Tucker's joined in the session as well. So that's 28 currently registered. There's not going to be any more that are going to be able to get through. Position change between David Nash is just bumped up, fallen back a little bit. So let's put down Mick Clifton a spot, I believe. Alex Swan finishing up. So you can take a look at those qualifying results now. Qualifying for round 8 of the Pagnian Advanced Simulation GT3 Championship. Qualifying results, we have Daniel Benefield taking pole position, followed by Brock Mottershead, Ricky Hyde, Ryan Carlson, Caleb Dawson, Simon Chadwick, Simon Mazzomo, David Nash, Mick Clifton, Craig Schultz, Nicholas Martin, Luke Swan, Andrew Rushworth, Philip Furlow, Robbie Bradbury, Brad Hayes, Blake Urquhart and Sam Tucker in 18th. We don't have that many more to go, so I can worry about keeping my voice intact. So from 19th on, we've then got Daniel Johnson, Mark Cochran, John Wade, Ryan Bunt, Stephen Luckhurst, Raymond Furlow, Hayden Benefield, Kaylin Hodgkinson, Kurt Heath, and David Simmons. See the drivers on that point, and by the looks of things, I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting a full parade lap around here. 5-kilometre track. That's quite an interesting thing. The drivers going to have more opportunity to be able to get some temp up in their tyres. Waiting on Callan Hodgkinson to grid, and the safety car will get underway. cars gridded for this formation lap. Here's the humidity. May have gone up a little bit. No, it might just be over this section of the tracks. It's at 84% mark. Track temperature has dropped. 32 degrees. Ambient 20. There's been some bumps going on. Simmons Hodgkinson bumping. There was a furlough. I think Raymond Furlow also picked up in that, as well as Ryan Bunt. Cautious, especially in these full lap formations. Why not? Good, thanks for jumping on the stream as well. Yes, rolling starts, it's keeping it to the GT3 tradition. We have ran the grid starts in the GT3 before. Did make things very interesting with the abilities for a lot of the launch controls that these cars have as well. It's really on approach. Halfway through the lap so far. Seem to be too much weaving on the likes, trying to get the temp in there. Through. Benefield's had some pretty good race starts, rolling start. Big blink. That's Ryan Carlson. Bit of bumping going on at the back. Even causing some dramas. Last few corners to prepare for the drop of the green light. The safety car peeling off. There's already 3 wide battling because they can pass to the left side of their line. They might get penalised as long as it's green flag. Benefield smashes another rolling start and goes for a dive in the back there. Be a bit of a late break for Dawson. He is getting some big pressure behind. Second over the field already. got Dawson and Mazzomo closing in. Modder's Head not far off either. Carlson coming to the pits. It's a pit lane penalty, or if there's a black flag for him for some repairs. The car seems to be okay. Some drive through, maybe stop and hold, not sure. Mazzomo starting to pester Dawson's mirrors now. For the pass. Easy inside line pass for Modder's Head. I think there may have even been potential slowdown that may have been going on for Mazzomo. Then so they got back on pretty quickly. Johnson closing it on Bunt down the straight. Swings out to get the inside line for the first turn. Oh, a big blink for Bunt. Johnson had no idea, nearly collecting the door of him. Oh, spin for Hayes. He's just off the racing line. He's kind on it. Plenty of runoff area. Visibility at that slope probably wouldn't have been too good. Trying to see whether to drive forward or not. Safe. Very tight between these two. So it just tucks the rear in. So yeah, manufacturers are showing up. Didn't expect that. We've not seen the track map at the start as well. A few battles going on. Front of the field, Benefield flying ahead. 3.1 now, the gap to P2. And Hyde starting the gap, the car's behind now. So maybe losing sight of Benefield. He's pushing that Mustang pretty hard that could potentially see Modder's Head. Zoma and Dawson quickly dispute. Oh, they've made contact. Door getting him loose. Good recovery from Dawson. Zomo take the wide away back on the track, dropping down to 14th position. Tail of Bradbury. Mustang close in, get a move on Bun. Pretty sure the biggest opportunity he had was when he had that good inside line for a pass. Bun had some good outer pace. As soon as the car blinked out, it would have been holding off, I would assume. Sneaks in the pass, but a nice little switchback. Probably not going to work with following a left-hander. Burkhardt positions that car in nicely. It's out the gap. Grabber now. Mazzomo try and get through pretty quick and recover those positions from the incident with Dawson. Mustang. That same path as Mazzomo, trying to recover those positions. Pass on Bradbury. Gap to the car ahead. Spartans car. Caleb Dawson now going for the move to the inside. There's nearly cut off. Leader not slowing down, nearly pushing out to 4.5 seconds in only the 6 laps. Of 2 consecutive clean sweep rounds, this could potentially be looking the same way again. This looks like best time of the race so far, a 47.76, and that is Mazzomo. No other driver currently in the 47s, now breaking into the mid 48s. They've been at it for a while. Clifton now joining in. Coming into the pits now. He is pretty close for the pit window, so it could be just the forced fuel stop. back in. He may be giving a little bit of distance. Bit of fuel conserve as well. That's going to unsettle the car. Dirty tyres down on the inside. It's a big opportunity for Johnston to capitalise now. He's got a bad line, so Clifton might be having a go here. Philip Furlow contesting for P10. Nash trying to hold that inside line. Should be enough to put a little bit of gap on. Nash will be able to power through the next few corners. For the pits as well. Changing position between Bradbury and Mazomo. Bradbury reclaiming the spot. Wide line from Mazomo, takes a bit of dirt. Watershead holding onto the tail of Hyde. Still within range for that slipstream. For an inside move. Change team cars here. Zoma into the pits, as is Hodgkinson. Get him on that angle. Getting around Bond. Johnson peeling off out of the battle to grab that fuel. Only lap 9, 16 minutes through the 40. That was a shave of time. Crash for Lucas, and may have just been a curb strike or runoff area being used. 7.5 seconds now, race leader. Still non-matching the 47s. Clifton and Bunt coming into pit. Closing in fight here, P8. I'm having 6 tenths over Rushworth. You can see Nash here is already starting to probe the mirrors. Speed is going to be compromised. I'm trying to break that slipstream. For a move. Nash closing back in on the tail of Rushworth. A little bit wide for Rushworth. Small bit of dirt that's compromised the speed and opened the door for Nash to move up into P9. A small gap to form for Martin with the battle going on behind. Their lap times are all very similar. Their last laps 49.9 for Nash, 49.8 for Rushworth, and also 49.8 for Martin. It's an 8.4 and an 8.3 times between Martin and Rushworth. Dawson's just come into the pits. Monishead having had a pass to get into P2. Have a look and see how the P2 position pass came. Slingshot. Executed by Monishead. degrees currently track temp. Humidity's dropped to 77%. Stay in that slipstream. Not sure if that was a bit of tyre dipping going on between the two. If it was just an off for Cochrane and Clifton just followed the leader. Mustang definitely rounding in Cochrane through those corners. Tucker all in the pits at the moment. So got about another 7, maybe 8 minutes worth of fuel before they would need to come in if they have gone out with the full tank. P6. There's some more mixing going on for the top end of the field. A bit of a starter. I'm sure that was a PC on my connection. Pushing out 10.5 seconds for Benefield, not slowing down at all. His last lap, 48.6. That lap there, wrapping up in a 48.37. So still currently good second, quicker than the rest of the fields at previous laps. Still in that spot to make that hat trick of clean sweeps. Exiting the pits. She was in P3. That's 41.28 seconds. Total pit lane time. Stop 11.4. That's about average time at the moment. Quickest stop so far is Craig Schultz. Lap 12, 8.58 in the box, 39.5 down pit lane. Carson's exiting pits now. Hayes just made it to the box. Head. It's going in P2. Stop now. So the first of the race leaders to have gotten that stop out of the way is Ricky Hyde in lap 13. He dropped down to about 10th. He's now recovered up into P6. Rushworth, Hayden Benefield in. Must have been a toe potentially. Brad Hayes, 32 in pit lane, minute 1 in the box. So that was a stop and hold on top, adding that extra 45 seconds to the stop. That could potentially be it. The journey in and out seems a bit odd. Race leader coming in, lap 15. Swan P2. Next one also coming in. So it's pushing it for that fuel limit now. Be pretty dry. Martin comes in. Been incident for Dawson. He's offline and drop pace. A bit of a jolt in the steering. Not sure if there may have been some contact with something, and just checking out how that front end's feeling. Having already come in for that forced pit stop, doesn't want to be coming in to tender any repairs now. So that'll remain full 16 laps led by Daniel Benefield. Back on the track in the lead, in a second ahead of Robbie Bradbury in P2. Bradbury currently the only car not to come in for the forced stop. So he's going to be getting pretty close to that 30-minute mark worth of fuel. Oh yes, Steph, the extra time there for Brad could have been potentially some tyres. Another 35 seconds to the stop. Big Great about to know what exactly goes on with incident counts. And also possible penalties. Implemented in a dirty way, knowing what your opponent's incident counts are before they cop a drive-through. See if you can afford to take yourself some 4 incident points to force them a drive-through. Positions resume. Mottershead in P2, Hyde P3 after their stops. That's all drivers now in. Bradbury wants to grab that fuel. Comes in just behind Martin. In the field is Hayden Benefield, having gained 10 positions so far. Fantastic run out there for Hayden Benefield. Feeling some pressure there from Azomo. He sneaks for on the inside. Rushworth sticking that draft to pull through. There's a closing in quick Blake Urquhart. There's been a tow for Kurt Heath. Looks like they're off track. May have been some contact. So may have had to sort of be standalone, but may have been some more contact requiring a tow. Leader currently coming up to lap position 23. She's gone through 5 cars on the field so far. Just trying to put some pressure onto Chadwick. Team knows the car in for a position move, but he wasn't committing to it. Just trying to force your opponent to get off guard, start defending a different line. Look at this. Tied in, it's not going to work for the following corner. It's a wider run, slings out, but he's going to be for an outside move. It's just ahead. Chadwick's going to have the advantage of the inside here. Chadwick having to use that full curb. Not sure where Nash was going to be positioning that car. Side by side. The side draft help. Chadwick's going to have the advantage down through the corner. Switchback maneuver. This is going on. There's a battle forming for P12 between Nicholas Martin and Robbie Bradbury. Nash dropping back from Chadwick now. Space for Chadwick with Mazzomo closing in. Nash needed to be checking his own mirrors now. Between Chev and Ford here, between Carlson and Bunn. Nash managing to be able to catch back up to Chadwick. Seen many a pass made on that corner. It is quite hard chaining into that following two corners. It is a very nice place to try and a late break. You're not going to have too much risk of a dive bomb, and it just puts you offline and off pace for those following two. Zomo looking to get past Chadwick now. Needs to focus ahead and hit those marks and try and pull away while these two are busy. Bradbury starting to fall apart here. Minutes left on the clock. It looks pretty good that most drivers have only actually had to come in for the one stop. Now, 3 or 4 drivers that have had to make a second stop, held over for a tow or for a repair. Maybe actually on tow. So considering how challenging this track can be, it's appearing to be pretty tidy. Some more gaps starting to form up now. They're seeing that they're down to the last one, maybe 2 laps. Of the way through this lap 21 with our race leader Benefield now. Should be white flag out as he crosses the control line this lap. Lotter's head sitting reasonably comfy. I believe there'd be too much push from Ricky Hyde at this stage. It'll just be keeping the car nice and smooth. Bring it home to the checkered flag safely. Claim a podium spot. Oh, whoever that was, just the Mercedes lock up. Rear does like to go, especially if there's some trail brake. What exactly happened there? It's a pretty interesting one. Oh, Johnson, nowhere to go. That's just pure Mercedes bite in that position. There's the tiniest bit of rear in that thing and it's gone. That's white flag. Quarter of a lap to the checkered flag. Unless someone can knock off this very early 47.76 lap time from Benefield. That'll be third consecutive clean sweep. Moves going on. And there's checkered flag out for Benefield. Race win for round 8. So now that'll be the 3 in a row. Grab that hat trick. On his head, podium P2, Ricky Hyde P3. Swan not too far behind, they're still nicely close, as is Caleb Dawson back here. Nash and Mazzoma. Mazzoma not close enough to try and slip through right at the finish. Not like under full pelt to get the car across the line from Mazzoma, where she spluttered out through the final turn last week at the Nürburgring. Not over for these few. It's not going to be within range for a position change, I don't think. Not enough sling for these few. Clifton, Wade, Carlson will get through. Kurt Heath to cross the line, and that should be all cars completed. Hodgkinson retiring out, but Daniel Benefield, a race winner. And then with the best laps out there, none of them driving it into that 47, so a 147.76 fastest lap. That is a hat trick of clean sweeps for Daniel Benefield, so big congratulations. It's going to be some good movement on those standings. So take a look at the race results. Round 8 of the Pagnian Advanced Simulation GT3 Championship at Mugello. Race winner Daniel Benefield making that a clean sweep tonight, and that's now 3 in a row. And then also on the podium, P2, Brock Mottershead, and then in P3, Ricky Hyde. The rest of the standings then goes Luke Swan, Craig Schultz, Caleb Dawson, David Nash, Simon Mazzomo, Simon Chadwick, Andrew Rushworth, Blake Urquhart, Nicholas Martin, Robbie Bradbury, Philip Furlow, Hayden Benefield, Daniel Johnstone, Sam Tucker, and Mick Clifton in P18. And then 19 onwards then is John Wade, Ryan Carlson, Ryan Bunt, Stephen Luckhurst, Brad Hayes, Mark Cochran, Raymond Furlow, Kurt Heath, David Simmons, and Callan Hodgkinson. We've got Ricky eager to jump in for a chat. We'll see if the others are going to join with him. We'll bring him down into here. And congratulations, Ricky. It looked like a pretty fun race out there for you.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it was a very good race. Took me a while to get in the top 10, but I'm pretty happy. I finally did it this season. Tough competitors, man. Definitely the best around.
Yeah, there's some good competition out there to get amongst, and it looked like you had a good little run with Brock out there for a while as well.
I did. Brock had some. He would have got past me a lot earlier. He was having some technical difficulties. Maybe he will tell you what that is. I don't know, but ask him. But yes, good race. Couldn't chase down Daniel. Man, what a speedy guy.
There was a massive lead straight from the start. That was phenomenal. And lead the whole way, and that's the third consecutive clean sweep he's done. So.
Mate, he deserves it. He deserves it to be up there. And Simon, I was actually just getting ready to let Simon Mazzomo through. I was just prepping up for the next straight, but thankfully something happened, and I didn't have to worry about that. But I wanted to stay out of the way of the guys in the front of the championship, but still have my own race, and yeah, pretty stoked to get a podium.
Yeah, definitely fantastic result. So that was how many positions? Yeah, you see, finished where qualified too. So very consistent run out there.
Was there carnage out there? Was there plenty to watch?
No carnage. Lots of good battles and door to door, but yeah, it was pretty tidy. Only 3 or 4 drivers were even requiring a second stop. So it's yeah, pretty good to be able to see the whole field get through pretty reasonably tidy and not have too many dramas.
I saw was it Blake Urquhart and Andrew Rushworth have a pretty good battle throughout that race.
That's alright to be able to see some battles going on while you're out there fighting for the podium as well, so look like
I'm gonna watch the replay, mate, so no.
Yeah, that's it. And then any shout outs?
Oh, thank you to 801 Sim Racing. Yeah, thanks to Phoenix Radiators, our sponsors. Bliss Homes, fantastic effort. Pretty happy with them backing us, and yeah, 2 podiums.
Yep, well done. And then might be able to see you again for it next week at Imola.
I'll be here.
Yep, no worries.
I don't know where the other guys are. I'm sure they're coming in.
Yep, you're probably too busy doing burnouts or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. No, thank you, mate. It was thanks again for the series. Loving it.
No worries, Ricky. Congratulations and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Now we have Ricky Hyde finishing on the podium in P3, and our race winner being Daniel Benefield, and P2 Brock Mottershead. And then we will be back again next week, same time, live from 7:35 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time for round 9. So we're on approach to the final of the Pagnian Advanced Simulation GT3 Championship, and that will see us at Imola next week. So it's going to be another fantastic track to see these guys in the GT3s duking it out. So big thank you for joining us for the stream. I'm glad it lasted out and didn't have to stop and record it, so you got to stay live throughout that. So very pleased. So thanks for tuning in. And if you haven't done so, hit the follow button. Check out the past broadcasts as well on our YouTube, and stay tuned on our socials for the results and standings. Otherwise, it'll be great to see you next week again for the next round. And a big thank you to all our sponsors and partners. That's Pagnian Advanced Simulation, Next Level Racing, Dubby, Fanatec, Stump Grinding, Central Coast, Razor, and Chubby Buns Burgers. Thank you once again for tuning in, and see you trackside next week.